Department Update. I'm Himanshu Shah, Business Administrator for Old Bridge Township. Today I'm joined by Township Engineer Nicole Shapiro to discuss the recent renovation projects, road infrastructure improvements, and state grant funding. Nicole, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Himanshu, for having us.
Nicole, this past summer, Township Council Chamber had a much needed renovation. What improvements and renovation did we do?
Well, we started first looking at the aesthetics of the room itself, and what we had done is, and especially getting feedback from our council members, is we had created a curvature to the dais for better acoustics. Keeping that in mind, we had updated the acoustical system in the room itself, and then we had provided other features, acoustical boards behind the council chambers and behind their dais, as well as an acoustical cloud ceiling system. Aesthetically, we had upgraded the seating, the carpeting, we had painted the walls, and we also had added some LED lighting to brighten up the room itself. Mechanically, we had put a HVAC unit on top of the roofing system so that we could better control the temperature in the room. And in the HVAC units in the basement, we had provided for bipolar ionization to purify the air, not only in the council chambers, but in the administration and police buildings as well, so that we could better get ahead of any, like, let's say, event or pandemic such as COVID-19 in the future.
Thank you, Nicole. I believe it's not just aesthetically, but it's also much needed safety improvement. And now the council chambers is very bright. Everybody can really see the events that is happening there. So thank you for that. Another large project that we recently completed is a building and code department offices improvements. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, well, we wanted to better serve our public. We have our administrative assistants at the window in the vestibule area, but only 2 were able to serve the public at a time, and we had 4 administrative assistants. But what we wanted to do is to create that sort of lobby and sort of a bank teller situation where you have them in parallel to each other and actually being able to serve the public simultaneously. So now, instead of having 2 administrative assistants at a window, we now have 4. So we had to better configure the offices to make that happen, and we had done that. It also gives us an ability, should we have to close again or close our buildings for the public, we would be able to keep the building department open because they are secured behind a glass, and they have speakers, and should there be another pandemic, hopefully not, we would be able to keep those offices open.
Yep, certainly. After the improvements, when we visited, we see it now, we doubled the productivity with 2 people serving, and other 2 members were serving over the members sitting at the windows, versus now all 4 serving public directly. So that really needed an improvement. So that was a great project, Nicole. Nicole, you have been on our program many times discussing Cottrell Farm project. Can you give us an update on the progress, what phase we are in, and what next phase is coming on?
We are closing in on the completion of our Phase 1 building rehabilitation project. And that in Cottrell Farm consisted of the farmhouse building, interior and exterior. It included the exterior of what we call the red barn, and also the CMU garage and our stone garage as well. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, material supply was a bit short, so it had delayed the project a bit. But in the meantime, we had our site contractor start in late fall, early winter in 2021. He has sort of cleared site and done some grading on the property. Unfortunately, with the winter months and the cold temperatures, he had to sort of pull back a bit, but we're looking to gear him up again as the spring months approach. And some of the site work in this Phase 1 site work would include a walking path, and it would include parking areas, some electrical work, storm sewers, sanitary and water sewer connections.
I'm excited about Cottrell Farm. I can't wait to complete because it's one of the park in the town, much needed, that will be able to use by children to seniors, everyone. We have many sports complex facilities in town, and we keep adding more. But this one is for everyone to use. So thank you. Great job.
Thank you.
The engineering department is one of the largest department budget within the township budget. However, you also take advantage of many state grants to offset the cost to the township. Can you give us a detail on the grants award that we have received?
Certainly. Every year we take advantage of NJDOT's local aid. We have currently gotten grants for Morganville Road. We're gearing up to start resurfacing Phase 1 and Phase 2 of Phillips Drive, which would take care of the entire length. We also had gotten a grant for Throckmorton Lane. Not only that, but we take advantage of federal grants as well. There's a local freight grant, and our industrial section of town off of Cheesequake Waterworks Road, that intersection improvements of Waterworks Road and Perrine, we had received a grant of $900,000, and we had submitted a secondary grant to get close to about $800,000 more to continue with that, upgrades in our industrial section. Every year we put in community development block grant application in. We are successful in getting approximately about $260,000 to $280,000 per year. We make sure that what our projects that we put forward in that grant qualify as per their guidelines, and we always make sure that we do some sort of facility improvements, some sort of roadway infrastructure improvements to make sure that those areas in town are certainly taken care of. We also do have some grant applications that have come in for Green Acres, for Cottrell Farms, and we also have additional grant funding for Menino Park because we're going to do baseball fields there. So we're adding to the 2 existing there, and we're going to ramp up to add 3 more baseball fields in Menino Park.
Yep, yep. I know Cottrell Farms already received over $2 million in grants, and Menino Park we use $1.8 million of the grant funding last year. So these are large projects, and getting all of those grants is great for the township. Each year, township invests about $3 to $5 million in improvements to the road infrastructures, including milling, paving, drainage, resurfacing, and curbing. What are these projects? Can you elaborate?
Sure. We make sure that every year we select the roads that are in the worst condition. Especially with annual paving, we had ranked all our roads in 2017 and put forward to our council a 5-year program for resurfacing. That's concluding this year, and we're going to re-rank all the roads that haven't been resurfaced in the last 10 years and go forward with another approach to council for their concurrence on a 5-year program. Our annual drainage and curbing sort of follows a similar approach where we try to make sure that our curbing isn't impeding drainage flow, that if there's drainage concerns on a road, that we take that approach to go out and take a look and try and solve those problems. We make that investment in our infrastructure to make sure going forward we're saving on that money. We're saving on future expenditures because we're taking and we're providing a long-term solution now. We also do certainly additional bigger drainage projects or within that capital improvement projects, and so we take those and specifically hone in on certain areas to improve drainage.
Yeah. I think it's certainly important that we keep investing in infrastructure improvement. It's a quality of life issue for our residents. So thank you, Nicole, for that great update.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Shaw.
Thank you for watching. I'm Himanshu Shah, and we'll see you next time.